We're in. There we are. Right on the mat now. It's Saturday morning live. Let's see if we can get a few live viewers before we start talking. Got the dogs barking outside as per usual on cue. And we are going to shut this window. And the reason we're going to shut this window because of the barking of the dogs in there. I'll open the windows up. After, there we go. Just getting sorted out here at the moment now. There we are. Just looking for. I don't know if the light's a bit bad on there now. Yeah, we've got 3 live viewers. Morning. Just need the ITS thing, Debbie McGee. The ITS information. I'm getting instruction here. He's whispering to me. Paul Henry Flint. Good morning, Henry. How are you, mate? Good to see you on here, joining the live stream. They were on the desk. We'll get those going in the morning. Anyway, look, listen. Thanks for joining the Saturday morning live stream. I decided this week that I'm not ever going to miss Sheila Islam just joining. Hi, Sheila. How's it going, bud? Good to see you on here. Look, a little while ago, we're going to talk about it in a minute. We're going to talk about this in further detail, but it's so frustrating when I've missed live streams that I used to do on the Facebook pages and the groups that I run. I did 2, Manic Monday and Whiteboard Wednesday, and I stopped doing them. Not because of I wanted to, simply because I was just overrun with my workload and loads of things that I was actually doing. It was an absolute nightmare, and but I'm going to continue with it. We'll touch upon that later. Let's see if we can get. Oh, there we are. Just get the computer on because I want to see the comments as and when they come in. 65 exclamation mark. It also appears. Good morning, John Ward. How are you, mate? Good to see you on here. Yeah, we're all doing good. We've been out walking this morning. How many of you guys go out and have a walk in the morning, or in the afternoon, or in the evening, or whether you go for a walk whatsoever? So, just want to say, as usual, all right, because they are supporting this live stream. Massive thanks to ITS for supporting Saturday morning live with Johnyboy. If they've got it in stock, whether it's still all users and budgets, everything from your professional landscaper to home gardener. Massive range of cordless products, the next generation of garden technology. Far more reliable and efficient than petrol products. This is their still range, just from ITS. Don't know if you checked it out. How long, okay, we've been talking about this for some time now. ITS are doing this wide range of still products now, cordless products, right? How long will it be before, I don't know about you and I, John, but I think that some of these younger lads, possibly, and girls, could be driving around in a electric van. Me and my wife would go walking at night with the dog, nice and cool and stress-free, yeah, absolutely. Good morning, Rob Fryer. Hey guys, seriously, when you see those people out there walking their dogs in the heat, and my friend the other day, Ryan, was telling me that he'd seen a guy on the beach up in North Wales, and he had his dog on the beach, and the dog was getting frustrated, and he was telling the dog off. Not good at all. So here we are. Welcome to Saturday Morning Live. I want to know what you've been doing this week, and I'll be telling you what I've been doing, just to see if there's any synergy between us. And there probably is, without a shadow of a doubt. We've got 2 likes on the moment. We've got 1 dropped off. But thanks for joining. Remember, if you want to join the live stream at any time, you just give us a call on 07795 664 002. But you've got to do it after 11:15 because we need to get this underway. Yeah, not yet. Electric transit can only do 30 miles between charge. To be honest, John, I haven't seen an electric transit building a pizza oven. Rob Fry. Rob, we want to see what you're doing, mate. We want to see that pizza oven. There's a real skill set, isn't there, to building a pizza oven. It's all about that dome effect, almost like going in a musical where the sound reflects. And that's the same with a pizza oven. Hey, this is something we haven't, and it reflects the heat back into the centre of them. We haven't touched upon on this group, on this live stream. Going to get my glasses on here now. We've got Robert Crane joining. I need a big monitor to get this on here. Rob, Ruloff Crane. Sorry, bud. Sorry. It's my eyesight. We've never talked about cooking in the kitchen, have we? Cooking in the kitchen outdoors, that is. Brand new 30,000 and step backwards, if you ask me. So cars, yes, but commercial vans, no, not yet, mate. No, I agree. You know, the technology isn't there at the moment. Ruloff, I do apologise for that. Look, Saturday Morning Live is about bringing the consumer and the contractor together, where we're all in one room and we all can talk and we all can discussing. Barry Bardsey, good morning, Barry. How are you, mate? You should have called in and seen us. Barry is our next client on the bucket list. The bucket list, eh? This sounds awful, doesn't it? Barry, thanks for joining this morning. Be looking forward to starting your project as soon as I can. Ali, good morning. How are you, mate? Good to see you on here. It's always good to see new people on here and old people alike, and people that rejoin it, because it's so important, this live stream. It may be the case that people don't join for the whole live stream, but certainly after, they can sit back and watch and see what actually went on and see what people have to say. Very good, man, and very good to you, Ali. Hope you're doing well. I want to know what part of the country you are calling in from. Hey, look, one of the things that if you've noticed on some of my YouTube videos, I'm bringing in what other landscapers are doing across the country, and certainly Peterborough with Ali. Good to see you, bud. And certainly you would have seen last week when I did that video, we had a short video from Matt Sloan in Kentucky, and I'm going to start to do that. I think there's one coming in from another contractor, Tim, out in, I can't remember where, this Pennsylvania, I think it is where Tim is. And we're going to start showing what these guys are doing, and we're going to see if there's any comparison to the work that we're doing in the UK, if it's similar, because they are really massively affected in the States by the weather in some way, because it's extreme. It's a lot more extreme in these countries than what it is here. Certainly in this country, we have we have the inclement weather, but the weather isn't like when it does rain in these countries. They have tropical storms, whether it's down the south or whether it's up in Oregon, certainly in the States. So we got Tim Nash that's going to be doing us a short video. I'm going to be sharing that on a video soon. And I actually thought, and possibly with Tim Nash, that maybe we could get him to do some clips and I can put it together as a video and I can share it to you and show you what these guys and girls are getting up to. Whether you find that interesting or whether you don't, I think it is, and I think it's prudent to actually see, as a contractor in the UK, what other contractors are doing across the globe. Shane Smith, good morning, bud. How are you? No, I'm no legend, mate. It's you guys are the legends for having the patience to join me. So here we are. We are in my office. At some point in the near future, I will be doing live streams from out on location. But certainly, every time I seem to get going, and I want to get going with the social media thing, it always comes to a point where something stops us. And certainly COVID has actually played a real detrimental part in stalling what I intend to do. Just going to see what Ruloff says there, if I got that name right. Roloff Crane. Been watching your porcelain videos, dreading to start on the patio next week. Good to hear the American stuff coming in. California does some amazing stuff, especially as they have to adjust to builds. Earthquake legislation. Yeah, it's amazing. And that's the thing. This is what I was saying. Thank you very much for that. This is why good dialogue actually works. Earthquake legislation, when they build, they have to think about how they go about it over there in that part of the world. It's totally different, isn't it? Absolutely amazing what they have to go through. And where we are generally in Europe, it's not so bad. We have a very stable, touch wood, a very stable sort of climate that we have here, whether it's the rain, whether it's the sun, though this week it's been a slog for many of us across the country. We're always looking for dry weather, and certainly, I've got to say, this weather can be just as detrimental as what the wet weather and the cold weather can be. Certainly, what we're having at the moment can be detrimental to your work. Things dry out fast and you get that delamination. Bradley Roberts, good morning. Your videos are great. hey, listen, you're great for joining us, and really, really appreciate that. And what we've just touching on this morning, how climate's changed from one area of the world to another, which is obvious. But certainly in the States, we've got a lot of friends out there do a lot of landscaping. I went out there a couple of years ago now, and certainly what they're doing there is very, very different. I'm going to read what people are saying now, so important. Aaron Whitelock just joined. Hey, John, coming from Swansea, sandstone patio down Neath this week. Definite too hot. Keep up the good work. Thanks for the content. No, once again, thank you guys for responding. These podcasts are so important. I'd like to do one every day. I like cake. Gary Doherty. I think I know what he's referring to there. I like cake. Yeah, absolutely. Sandstone paving. What I would suggest, a bit of a tip. James Fours, good morning, mate. Good to see you on here, James. It'd be good to sort of, some tips, if you guys got any tips working in this weather, what you can do. Just as we put the awning up, to make sure that the rain doesn't get on our work and what we're doing, and the frost and whatever, the inclement weather conditions. Certainly, this is inclement now at the moment, and you probably I made a big mistake this week where I should have put the awning up over the wall when I was rendering, and it would have been good for the render, and it would have been good for me as well, because I think I suffered with a bit of sunstroke. And how many of you guys actually suffered with sunstroke this week? I think there's going to be quite a few. How many people out there, how many contractors that probably don't even realise it, that their work is being compromised due to this weather at the moment? And I certainly know as well with me, I can put my hand up to say, if it has done, I've dealt with it. Haggis Roll says, hi Johnny, going to attempt my own patio soon. I wonder, could I contact you for a quick chat prior to me starting it for some pointers? Listen, bud, that's no problem at all. If you want to give me a ring, my number is, you can find it on the website, Green Top Landscapes, but my number is 07795 595 994. You can give me a ring anytime, it's no problem at all. If I can't answer because I got family commitments, I won't answer, but certainly I have got the Bluetooth in the van. I can speak to them on the way to work, on the way back from work, and during the work period. It's not a problem at all. One of the things I was going to say to you guys, I'm always moaning and groaning about doing the videos and about using the equipment that I've got, and simply because I'm always getting cement in it and it gets wet, etc. This week, this phone, I actually damaged the phone. I damaged the camera, so it looks like I'm going to have to replace the phone, and it's a total pain. Appreciate that, no problem at all. Agish Roll, great name, no problem. I'm more than happy to talk to you. Ali says, Johnny, I have sent you an email. Also, be good to get some input from you. Ali, why don't you give me a ring? If anybody wants to give me a ring after this live feed, my number is 07795 595 994. If you want to call in this morning to discuss anything, because this is the time to actually do it, because we've got some brilliant landscapers on here, John Ward being one, without a doubt, and there's lots of other ones as well, but John's always on here, and he's always consistent and committed to this channel, which I really appreciate. We all learn from it. So if you want to give us a ring this morning, the telephone number is, if I get it right, 07795 664 002. I don't know if Debbie McGee has picked up on that. So if you want to give me a ring now this morning, the number is 07795 664 002. I'll be more than happy to talk to you at any point. That'd be no problem at all. Just going to read what somebody says. Ali's giving me a kiss, which is absolutely fine. 2 burnt eyelids for me and sunstroke this week. Not good. Sometimes we think we are unbreakable, but this weather can do some serious damage. Always cover up, guys. Absolutely, absolutely. And that message comes from Aaron Whitelock. Aaron, read what Aaron says there again. Look, 2 burnt eyelids for me for me and sunstroke this week. Not good. Sometimes we think that we're unbreakable. Yeah, we do think we're bulletproof, but we're not. And we have to protect ourselves. It's no good for you, and it's no good for the consumer seeing you getting damaged. Rulof Crane says, rendering got that on next week too. What materials do you like to use, especially with this heat? I'm thinking the line mix. Yeah, absolutely. Do you know there's something sunscreen lads. It's a basic tool for us in the summer. Maybe I'm going to get back to what Ruloff said there about the rendering, but maybe what we should do, maybe I can get somebody to support this channel with sun cream, get somebody to give some away, and got to be careful what we're doing there, because it's a cream and we don't want to affect anybody. Anybody got any opinions on that? That'd be great. Maybe we can get a company to give some sun cream away. Even when it's cloudy, boys, we use sun cream, skin from drying out. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, one of the most important ways to stop drying out is to hydrate, to make sure you take on plenty of water. We got a good following here on this one. I'm absolutely loving this. Hi, Johnyboy. Love the videos. Very informative and helpful work. Quick questions. I have two slopes. One at steps down onto the patio, and one meeting flowing out the gate. Difficult slope. How to do it? Give me a call. It's so difficult. And I'll be honest with you, trying to imagine these situations and these scenarios just by reading a message is always difficult. So more than happy to give me a call. If you want to give me a call, Pisbin would be a good heart. Let's see if we can get Pisbin, or what we can do, we can give some away at some point. What I was going to say is that this is the blade. What was I going to say? Yeah, about the rendering. The rendering. Well, I'd say what I use for the rendering. I use a bit of a mix of soft, of sharp, lime, Portland cement, little bit of feb, and I use a retardant so it doesn't go off so fast. And of course, covering up, which is good. So I've got a bit of a mix going on. It depends what the climate conditions is at the time, but it's got to be sticky. It's got to stick to that wall, but you've got to be able to rub it up as well at some point as well. So many questions coming in now. Darth says, hi there, John. Luke Luke here. Even though I finished my DIY patio, pics which I sent you on email, I'm hooked up on your bloody videos. Keep up the good work. Listen, thank you. I appreciate that. And I'll tell you now, I'll be honest with you, right? And I've got, I think there's about 1,300 videos out there. It's so hard sometimes doing the videos. Even though I've got this new computer, I still haven't got it right as I had it before to upload the content. Where I was loading up the content, and it was so important for me before just to get the content out. It wasn't always about the thumbnails, but I think I've got this thing with Canva now doing the thumbnails. So if anybody wants to give me any advice, okay, if anybody wants to talk to me and help me to improve my channel, I'm more than happy to take it on board and listen to what you have to say. Rudolph says, thanks. Hey, Rudolph, it doesn't matter where you are across the world, anyone on here, I'm more than happy to communicate with you in some form, whether it's Facebook, whether it's WhatsApp, or whatever, Instagram, whatever you use. It's great that we can use all these social media platforms that actually costing money to communicate, and we're certainly doing it this morning. So let's see if we can get some Pisbin. But remember what I said last week in the podcast with Ruby was that the fact is they want to give away these TVR blades, okay? There's 3 of these to give away. Not quite sure how we should do it, okay? Maybe we should do it on the YouTube, or we can do it on here, but they're going to do this once a month. They're going to give away a gift once a month. Ruby are going to do that. That's why it's good, okay? That's why we brought this channel together. That's why we brought this community together, so that companies are more accountable for what they're doing. They're not just entitled. But I have to say, Paul from Ruby has been absolutely brilliant. And just to let you know, out there right now is one of the new Ruby cutters that I've actually got. Vastly improved from the DX250 1400 I've had for 3 years. It's absolutely saved me an absolute fortune. So we're going to be talking about that. And I'm going to talk about it because they're prepared to share their knowledge and their products with you. So we've got 3 of these to give away. If you've got any ideas on how we can give these blades away, whether it should be a competition or what, I'm not quite sure, but we can do it. And we'll get Ruby to send them direct to you. It won't be coming off me. So what we've got here, we've got Simon Jones. Morning, John. How are you? Enjoying the nice weather? Absolutely difficult. It's been a bit of a slog this week. Keep up the good work. Question from me is, what do you use as a frame for your artificial grass? Never use wood. I always use concrete plinth. I'll tell you now, a few years ago, one of the ways that you keep your grass in place, you used to put sand in it. Sand did two things. It weighted it down, and also, obviously, it's got to be kiln-dried sand. Also, what it done is, as well as weighted down, it kept the grass cool. But the problem is that weeds will grow in the top. And I said to Alison, we'd never ever install artificial grass again because of all the weeds that can transpire after. I just think it's just it's a mineral for weeds to grow into. So as a result of it, we took the sand out. We never used the sand, and then we started gluing it to concrete, and it does work. And sometimes you will have customers that will go there and they will pull the grass and they say it's not stuck. Well, if you pull it really hard, it will come up. And certainly if you pull it the next day, it will come up. So the idea about gluing the grass down is just to stop the wind blowing up. And if you've got dogs and kids going over it, you want it to stick. But if you really tug at it, it will come up. And the reason I don't want to be using wood or frames or screws or anything like that, simply that screws are going to deteriorate, they are going to rust. And also the timber, unless you use tannalized timber, it's going to rot really quick. But if you use tannalized timber, of course, there are carcinogenics, I believe, that is in tannalized timber. And then what you're going to have is that going to leaching down into the ground, and then the kids are rolling around in it and crawling around in it, and it's just not good at all. So I wouldn't use wood. Rob Fryer says, great to see companies taking time to give a little back to us in the trade. Yeah, absolutely, Rob, absolutely. But do you know, Rob, and I'll be honest with you, it's actually cost me time and it's cost me financial time. And that's why it's good when they ask me to review a product like their new saw, because I get something from there by bringing it to you. And that's the pleasure from it. I have the pleasure of having that saw, which is great, the new saw, or now and again, I keep asking them for some of these. Paul from Ruby, you heard him last week, he was on here, on a live stream, brilliant guy. And he said they want to do a competition every month, whether it's in blades or not. And remember, I don't just endorse these products. I endorse good products. There is a company called Elite Stone Tools, Henry, and I think Henry's watching this morning. And their products are absolutely exceptional. They're really, really good. So you want to get on there, have a look. Elite Stone Tools as well as Ruby. Aaron Whitelock says, are you selling the old saw, John? Well, I'll tell you what, Aaron, I'll tell you now, this is the truth. What I want to do, and you'll probably hear it here for the first time, I want to build an educational community hub. And the way I'm going to do it is turn it into a studio, almost like Top Gear. And that old saw, I want it hanging in the position like where Top Gear had that old Toyota, and I want for it to be there. And to be honest, I don't think it's good to actually sell second-hand products because I'm still going to be using it as well. So, but I want to hang it up. But if you are after a saw, if we can put a call out for people who are upgrading, just give us a shout and we can sort of try and network and get it out to you. Sounds fantastic, that does, John. Yeah, absolutely. Can you imagine, if you have a look now, out there, there's the guy, HK4R, I think they're called, out in Hereford, ex-SAS guy. He's got that community hub where a lot of the old soldiers go. Yeah, and that's good, isn't it? It's good. He's got a community. And there's a company down here, not a company, it's like a little community hub. It's called the Baffle House. They've got a coffee shop over in Abergavenny, and it's where all the bikers go, and there's got bikes on the walls, and you can go and have a coffee and everything. But the thing is, what I want to try and do is promote some training days, and not the training days just about laying slabs or bricks or paving or grouting and all that sort of thing. What I'd like to do is simply bring a community up together so the consumer can get some good, sound, solid advice, so we can lay events on where we can have guest speakers talking to the consumer, to the contractors, to the suppliers and manufacturers, and bring it all together. That's how I feel that I want it to go. But who knows? Who knows what's in the pipeline? A lot of work to do. Just going to read out some of the comments here because they're coming thick and fast here. Alison said, Aaron Matlock, thank you. It's hard work in trying to get it set up and premises, but we will get there. If anybody is interested in possibly, if you're watching this at the moment, you want an event in your unit or your studio, or even if you're a supplier, get in touch. Give me a ring, 07795 664 002. or 0795 595 994, and we'd like to host an event with you guys. Morning people, says John Allen. Rob Fryer says, can all give this a thumbs up, it's free. He said it perfectly. Let's give it a thumbs up. I'm not quite sure, Rob, if everybody knows. There we go. Thanks very much. I'm not quite sure if everybody knows how it works. Daniel Hurley, a very good morning, John, and everyone listening from the boys at Roman Building Landscape. Absolutely brilliant. That's how it's done. I love that. I think at the end of this live stream, because Ruby said they're going to give 3 of these away, right? I'll tell you now, the first 3 that drop me an email now or send me an email, okay, the first 3, let's make the first 3, you will have a blade each. info@greentoplandscapes.co.uk. Send me your details to info@greentoplandscapes.co.uk, quoting Ruby and quoting these are the little TVR 115s, I think these are. If you go and copy the link and send it to me, go to the Ruby site, get the TVR, drop us an email, info@greentoplandscapes.co.uk. That's how we do it. They're going to be giving a prize away every month. Ruby want to get involved. Yes, I'm talking to them, but they value you. So the first 3, drop me an email at info@greentoplandscapes.co.uk, and then we'll get one of these blades sent out, 1 each, not 3 for 1. All right, 1 blade each. Remember, give this channel a like. Really, really appreciate it. I'm just going to go back there because we got a message I missed there. John Allen there. Morning, people. Rudolph says, I missed the Ruby chat. I have to get a porcelain cutter for week after next. The Ruby is good for 20mm outdoor porcelain. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely perfect. 900 by 600. I'll enter the competition too. Absolutely. Look, if for any reason that you want anything Ruby, I'll tell you now, the Ruby stuff is absolutely brilliant simply because it's a level entry saw, right? It is for a pro. It does work, but they are improving on the saws. And the beauty about working with Ruby is simply they like working with you. They're always there on hand to answer your questions, and they like to get things dealt with very, very quick. I see we got our first email come in there about the Ruby disc. I'm not going to say who it is. I've just seen it come up now. Remember, the first 3. We know the first 3 because of the time. You'll be getting a free one of these. This little blade, all right? But remember, PPE, all right? It's a dry cut blade. This blade is an absolute ripper. An absolute brilliant blade, and it does work. So remember, info@greentoplandscapes.co.uk. The first 3 that drops us an email will be getting one of these out to you direct from Ruby. We'll be doing it this week. Daniel Early says, been working right by you this week, John. Langston, haven't had a chance to pop in and say hi, but the porcelain you're doing and wall looks absolutely fab, mate. Dan, thank you. Dan, why didn't you call in, mate? Just call in. It's no problem at all. It'd be good to actually see you. Aaron Whitelock, I will definitely be a big supporter of that. There's nothing better than having a good supportive community around. If you've got any information or any advice that you can offer to us as a landscaper, as a channel, supporting you guys and supporting the consumer, because remember, this isn't about the landscaper also. There we are, we got the second one come in now. We're just waiting for the third one to come in. That's coming in. Not bad, is it? How do you feel that this channel's growing? How do you feel about the podcast? A lot of questions, isn't it? But it's not just about me, it's about you. I want feedback off you. And if somebody can get a free blade and work with a company that values you, this channel is definitely working. Hey guys, it's been a massive slog for me this week. I've been absolutely burnt out. I am every week because I'm getting a little bit older. It does get difficult. I need a supervisory role, I should say. Rob Fryer just giving me a big thumbs up there. Brilliant. Just got one more coming in. We've got the first 2. John Wood said, yes, agreed. Let's all help one another instead of putting one another down. It's the way forward. Let lads help, support, massively learn. Great, wise words. Why haven't we done it for a long time. Why isn't it the best way to do? Kurum is the second for a free blade. Thanks, Alison. I was going to keep that quiet, but there you are. It's done. Maybe I'll get a cup of tea in a minute, but it's not just down to Alison. I make tea for her as well on a regular basis. I've changed, just to let you know. We're talking about all this sort of thing and what's going on. Just to let you know what I've been doing. Like I said, I've been using Canva to make those thumbnails now. I want to know off you what you actually think of the thumbnails, whether they've improved or whether they could get better. It's not necessarily also about the views, because it's about the watch time. It's about the watch time, and it's not necessarily about the subscribers. Thank you so much. No problem at all. So we'll get those. We'll drop your email, Kurum and Rob, because Alison's already said. We'll be getting them off to you soon. I want your information and about support. Maybe we could do something on the channel where we can have a Q&A on there. How many of you guys would be interested in coming to a meetup in the future and getting together, whether it's for a coffee? How many of you guys would actually think, would we use a community hub if we had a stationary, not just a satellite hub like this is, a hub where somebody could actually come along and actually have a chat, book in for a day, book in for half a day, come for some training, come for some advice. There we are, just seeing an email coming in there. Brilliant. It's good to see emails coming in. How many of you guys would actually use that facility, you know, if it was across the country? It's a great shame that the RHS in Cardiff now, I think they're not going to have it there again. And it's always been on my mind, maybe because it's my locality, is to actually have, you know, to actually have a show, a gardening show, a landscape show in Wales, not necessarily like an RHS show, but a landscape show, because I live here, because we need it back here. Cardiff is an absolutely great place for the RH show. It's an absolutely beautiful spot for the show. It was always a small show, but I think it's no more, not because of COVID, because they just cancelled it. Whether it was having the weight of people going there or not, I don't know. Aaron Whitelock says on there, meetup, great idea, and a hub, even better. Yeah, absolutely. I totally agree. If we had a meetup, where would it be across the country? I want to free up more time, without a doubt. I want to free up more time for me and for Alison. But some of that time, I want to be spending it with like-minded contractors and consumers as well, and DIYers, where we can share our knowledge. There's nothing wrong with giving our knowledge back on there. There we are. There's the third one coming in now. There we are. We've had it. So it's all over. 3 blades that's from Ruby that's been given away. And these blades aren't cheap, but they do work. But remember, you need to read about the PPE on that. This channel isn't just on about giving product away. It's about giving knowledge away. And we give our knowledge through other people that are actually watching this. Sheedal Islam, no worries at all. Absolutely fantastic. Look, we got to say about it, we don't just talk about negatives, we talk about the facts, and we talk about current affairs at the moment. And certainly at the moment, they've opened up everything at this very moment. Everything seems to sort of getting back to sort of normality, but it's not normal, because you can see the infection rates are rising once again. Just read what John Ward says there, and I am digressing a little bit, but it's so important. John Ward says a hub event with contractors and suppliers is a must. We can, mate. When we can, mate. Yeah, we've got to do it. We've got to have one through this YouTube channel. We've got to set a meeting up somewhere across the country, and I'm more than happy to come to you. Again, if you are a supplier or a manufacturer that is actually watching this now, setting up events. I will come, I will help to host it as well. Or if you want me to host it, we can do that at a drop of a hat. That's no problem at all. It's been so difficult for companies to actually even concentrate on that side of the market, simply because of what's been going on. Certainly when they've got furloughed staff and everybody's massively busy, it's just been ridiculous. I would book in for a day, says Rob Fryer. Brilliant. And it's been difficult for a lot of companies to actually operate as normal, because they can't. Nobody can operate as normal at the moment. What is normal at the moment? So what we've got to try and do, we've got to try and bring back some normality, but the winter is looming. It's round the corner. Although we've got this weather at the moment, all right, we get led into a false sense of security, And then before you know it, the winter is on us, and then we're back to square one as it's going to go. Look, we've gone on quite a bit with this morning. It's such a shame that I didn't have a guest on this morning, simply because, as per usual, I've been busy just like you. But we will get back on there. We will have a consumer that will be phoning up. If you are a consumer that watches this later and you want some questions answered and you didn't feel comfortable about coming on the live stream this morning, that's absolutely fine. You can drop us an email, info@greentoplandscapes.co.uk, or you can give us a call on 07795 595 994. Thanks for the videos. I have to get, but I'll try to get back on next week. No problem at all, Henry Flint. I really, really appreciate it. Rob Fry says the RH at Chatsworth is a brilliant event. Yeah, absolutely. We've missed them, haven't we? We've missed these shows. It's such a shame that we can't get to these shows, but I think some of it's getting underway, but later on in the year. Look, if you've got any input that you want to share and get back to me, that you feel that we can improve, or we can share knowledge, or anything that you want to tell me about, just let me know. Just another thing now. Has anyone been watching On the Farm with Clarkson? It's been absolutely liberating, isn't it? Brilliant viewing, absolutely fantastic viewing. And I've just seen a video this morning about people going on a road trip to Diddley Squat there in the Cotswold. Absolutely fascinating. And the other thing, of course, did you see Richard Branson going into space this week? Interesting stuff. Where's it all going to be at when you think about electric cars, electric vans, and now they're going into space? Where is it all going to be, John Ward, in another 30, 40 years' time? Joe, guys, I've got to go now. I've got to get hydrated. I've got to get a cold drink. I've got lots to do. I think that we have a blocked drain, so we're going to have to deal with that. And we have to deal with it, certainly on this hot weather we're having at the moment. When they built this house, all the drainage was put in quite flat, so we have to deal with that. I'm just going to read what's Henry Flint says. Oh, we read that out. Aggie says, good stream, have a great day and enjoy the weather. I certainly will, but certainly I'll be hydrated after this. Remember, so important for you to look after yourself. Thank you, Joe Fowler, for that. You keep it up too, bud. You've got to hydrate. You've got to look after yourself. Think about your PPE. Thanks for everybody that actually sent an email. There you go. You'll be having your blade out there soon. We'll be telling Paul from Ruby where to send it. And all the best, John. See you next week. No problem at all, Rob. Have a fantastic weekend. Sorry it's a short stream today, but we didn't have a guest on, and I've got lots of things to do. But I don't want to leave you. I want to keep going. I'm going to be reading the comments and looking at the emails now. Be safe. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you soon. And remember, just be nice, okay? Take care, guys. All the best, and girls.